Thank you very much for coming again to watch this channel. Yesterday, I was discussing about the budgeting rules that we need to also use it as Christian. And today, I want us to learn something because yesterday, as we were talking about the budget rule, about 50%, 20, and 30, and also we mentioned something about 10%, 10%, and 70%. And we came into realization that the 50% is needs, just as also the 70% is also needs. And you know about the needs. The needs are the things that we require, and we cannot have excuse when we are budgeting. For example, when you are living here in United States, then you have to work on the mortgage, you have to work on your rent, and you have to work on the car note if you took the car from the dealership, and many other things. Those are the needs. It's a must. You have to pay it. There will be no any excuse. And then when we talk about the want, we were dealing with issues to do things that you might have an excuse about having them. Like, for example, donations, or maybe getting something that you really don't need it, but you just have to have it. Then those will fall under the ones. And then we had the 20% when we talk about 50, 30, 20 rules. The 20% that will be inclusive of your saving, maybe having the emergency fund in case something happened. Then you might be having where to run to get some money, or having saving, or putting some money in the investment like stock exchange and other things that you know of. It will be helpful for you for the future. But there's this aspect that we also shared yesterday when we were talking about the budgeting rule. And it's one of the things that most of us Christians we don't really put into consideration, because maybe it depends with the doctrine of where you come from, the denomination that you come from. But the truth is, it's a very important thing that you need also to include in your budget. And this is the insurance. So the best question is, should a Christian have insurances? To me, I can say the answer is yes. We need insurances. You need the health insurance, and also you need also the life insurance, or you need other insurances. I know it depends with the state where you live, because some state will require you to have those insurances. For example, the insurances that you will never be, you will not say that you don't need it. If you have a car, then you need a motor vehicle insurance. That is a must. So sometimes when even we go without the health insurance, then that could be it can be like a ground of civil disobedience. You are disobeying the rule and the law of the land. But it all depends with you. But when you look at the spiritual standpoint in the Bible does not really make a stand on why the Christian should not have insurance, or why they should have insurance. But the important thing you have to understand that God has given us the will, and as He has given you the will, then you have to include the insurances in your budgeting, because it's something very important. I can bear as a witness. I remember when my dad was sick, and the good thing, I was paying his insurance back home, and it really helped me to cut the bills into some percentage, though other percentage I had to cater for. But it's a very important thing to have it. So the Bible is neutral about insurances. The Bible does not promise Christians that God will provide all the money they need, especially for medical in bills, maybe property insurance. It doesn't say that, but that does not make me to say that God is not able to provide. We believe God is able to provide. We are serving a supernatural God, a superpower God, a God who can do anything, anyway, according to how he wants to do it for us, because we are his children. But remember that God also wants you to have wisdom. God wants you to have wisdom. That's why when you look at the book of when you look at First James chapter 1 verse 5, it talks about if any lack wisdom, let him ask God that giveth to all men. So we have to ask God, and God will always provide for us wisdom. So the part of the wisdom is, it's a very important thing also to participate on having your insurance. Why should you cover your car and you cannot cover your health? You know, it beats logic that shows you don't really love you, because you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to love. In the book of First Timothy chapter 5 verse 8, it also talk about but if one provide not for his own, and especially those for his household, then you have like denied the faith. Definitely you have a cover for your wife, you need a cover for your children. And also the Bible, it's very clear when we talk about other part of insurances like life insurances. It also tells us that there is this thing they say that it's blessed is the man or the person who leave inheritance to his kids or his children. So that's a very important thing, because it's not like long time ago we could leave our properties, could leave big chunk of land, animals to our children, especially when we are not here, maybe when we have gone to be with the Lord. But in this case, in this century right now, it's better you have those insurances, and it's very important. So what I want to tell you is, my listeners and the viewers, that it's very important when you are making the budgeting, you have to make sure that you also pay for insurance. You don't need a big insurance policy about your life, your health, but you need just, even if you pay a small thing, at the end it's going to help you, especially when you're disabled and you cannot be in position also to go out and work. And we don't need to be beggars, because we need also to take care of ourselves. That's why we have that, what we call self-love. Self-love is not going to maybe just eating or dancing, another thing. You also need to make sure that you love your life. Your life is very important. Your life is very, very important. And God wants you to be a good stewardship to your body. Yeah, that's why when you read Genesis chapter 41, you will understand that really God wants to be a good stewardship to our body, to our life. It is also good to have the ability to care for others, like especially the people around you. It doesn't sound good when you cannot be able, because of lack of finances and other things, because everything the life that we are living right now, it's become more tricky, because at the end of the day you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, and maybe when there is and you become more of the breadwinner. If you're cut from that family, you're not there at that moment, maybe you've left and you've gone somewhere, or you're not there, then at the end of the day the bread is cut short from your family. So it's one of the very important things that I emphasize, that we need also to have insurances, and it's the best thing. I know many doctrine of different religions, they will say no, but it's something that God wants you to have wisdom. And if you lack wisdom, the Bible tells us very clear in the book of First James chapter 1 verse 5, that if any lack wisdom, then go to God, ask God, and he who gives wisdom to anyone, he will give you wisdom. So as pastors, as preachers, as the church members, as Christians, we need, when we are doing our budgeting within the income that we get, make sure that insurances also it's a very important thing. The health insurance and many other insurances that also help us also to take care of our body, to take care of ourselves. Yes. So, but remember that it's just a matter of you alone. Yeah, that's why I started by saying that there's in the Bible, it doesn't really, it's neutral about it, and God wants us to have wisdom. That's why the Bible also tells us in many scriptures in the Bible that my people suffer because lack of what? Yeah, because of lack of knowledge. Because at the end of the day, we begin being in a point where we cannot stand by ourselves. So I wanted just to emphasize that we need insurances, and it's a very important thing when you're doing the budgeting in whatever income you get. It's very important because you can't just insure your car and you don't insure yourself. Because I remember I had insured the car that I had, and then it happened that I got accident. And when I got accident, and then because I was injured a bit, and I wanted the insurance to give me money to help me with the medical bills and other things. But I realized that within that aspect of the insurance, there is something that I had not included. I had not included the personal injury protection, which will cater for me and my family. But I had put there is that general personal injury protection for someone else who is not related to you. And that was really a big thing that really disturbed me a lot. But at the end of the day, when I just had to go and work on that, because you never know when you're there. I'm saying that because, yeah, we have faith. God is protecting us when you're outside there. Our God protects us, but you don't really need to risk about your life. Yeah, and remember also, when I bought a car, my friend bought a car and did not really have in the budgeting of when he's paying the car note the gap insurance. So at the end of the day, when the car was total loss, he was told to pay a lot of money because the insurance cannot really cover everything. There is that amount that will be covered by the gap insurance. So it's only a matter of $10 from, or a very little amount that you need. Yeah, I know it's very important for us to have insurance. So I answer this question that Christians should have insurance, even if the law does not require it, even if maybe our doctrine or our religion does not tell us just to have faith and live freely. Please use common sense, use knowledge, and let us not be seen as the part of the Christian who suffer because of lack of knowledge. Ask wisdom. In the book of 1 James chapter 1 verse 5, it tells us, if any lack wisdom, let him or her ask it from God, that giveth to all men. And our God is faithful. He will give you the wisdom. And when you're doing budgeting within the finances that you get, God will also give you wisdom to know the importance of having it in part of the part of when you're doing budgeting that you need to pay. Anyway, thank you very much, and God bless you. Remember to subscribe.